Meet Emily Johnson, communications disorder major at BYU, karate student, and probably the biggest Peanuts fan you'll ever meet. Why? Because her grandfather is Charles Schulz, the man behind the beloved cartoon.
Most people are like, what? No way, that's the coolest thing ever. And they start asking me a bunch of questions. And then there's always a few people who are like, Charles Schulz, who is that?
Being related to a famous cartoonist may be extraordinary to some, but for Emily, he's still just her grandpa.
As I got older, people started to think that was like really cool, and I thought that was kind of weird. I was like, why do you think that's so cool? He draws cartoons. Like, doesn't your grandpa?
Emily shared many interesting facts with me about her grandfather, including the story of his retirement after 50 years of drawing Peanuts.
He worked right up until his death, actually. He wrote out his retirement letter, and he wrote it as like almost a comic strip, and he was going to send it to the newspapers the next day. So he sent it in, and then he died on Saturday, and then the next Sunday morning it went out. So like he retired literally the day he died.
Emily's grandfather died when she was only 8 years old, but she still holds on tightly to the memories she has of him.
I loved going to his ice show. My grandpa has his own ice arena. I'd sit next to my grandpa, and we'd always drink apple cider. And then afterwards, we'd all get to go on the ice ourselves and just skate around. And I thought that was really fun.
Being in the Johnson house is like stepping right into a Peanuts cartoon. These artifacts hold lots of memories for Emily and her family, keeping the spirit of her grandfather alive.
In my bedroom, I had comic strips that were signed by him for me specifically that he'd send me on my birthday, and he'd make the comic strips about something I liked. Like at the time, like I have a Barney comic strip.
One of Emily's favorite memories is painting statues like these with her siblings for a yearly auction. In the end, the legacy of Charles Schulz and his lovable Peanuts will be carried on by Emily and her family.
The first great-grandson from Charles M. Schulz.
Kristen, BYU Weekly.